until I hit my last breath. Music's everlasting even if past death. Not overacting, music's never past tense. Colliding with the greats, welcome to this crash test.
Here we are for another episode of the Bring the Bars podcast, and I'm joined by an artist in every sense of the word, Jumpin Joe The Rapper. How have you been, man?
Man, what's up, Sean? Thanks for having me again, S. Dot. I've been all right, man. I just been chilling. I just been busy, man. I got more things that I forgot that are coming out soon. You know what I mean? I just been real careful with who I'm saying yes to. But there's so many good artists out there that I'm saying yes to a lot of people, and and thank God they saying yes to me too. So it's reciprocal, and it's got a lot of stuff coming out, man.
It's crazy looking back. You've been on this show before, but it's been over a year since you were last. I was looking at the date we released it, and it wasn't even me that interviewed you. It was Otis Isaacs.
Shout out to Otis.
He had to take over. He did a great job, but since then, man, you've done your album God First, you've done Round Trip, Welfare Series, you're working on Mono and Mono 2. You've had a lot come out, but first I want to talk about your album God First and how that whole concept came about for your album.
Yeah, I believe in God first and then myself. That's basically, that's just how I was raised. Like right here, it's so much light, but you can't see, but this is my logo. But above it is a 3D Jesus Christ, you know what I mean? And when I wear it on my chest, Jesus Christ sits higher than my logo. So it's like I believe in God first and then myself. And that's just how I roll, man. And so that's why I named the album God First. And that song, God First, was just letting all the haters know I believe in God first and then myself. Now y'all know why I don't need y'all help. That's the hook. And but yeah, that's how that title came about, man.
Did it start with that track too? The whole album like branched off that track?
Yep. The whole album branched off of that track, man. I wrote God First, and then I was like, this has to be an album. And so I been through it all, been to the bottom. I had hella problems. Your boy in the body helped me try to solve them and all that. Put all the songs together. And it took a while to make because I was doing so much other stuff in the process while I was making the album, but everything came together, man. AWOL. Yeah. Shout out to AWOL, my producer, man. Solid.
Yeah, man. The whole production on the album, the whole way it's put together, and it's been out for a little bit now. Everybody check out God First, Spotify, Apple, all streaming platforms. But looking back on it now since it's released, this was a very personal album too. How proud are you of this album, God First?
Oh, man, to tell you the truth, there was probably a time where I was really proud of it, man, but God First seems like it was like a couple of years ago because I think I dropped like from Cali to Colombia.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I dropped that one. That one seems like it was a long time ago. And then I recently dropped Jumpin 101. So it's a lot of hours and a lot of like mental mileage that have come in between, the time since I dropped God First. I'm the type of person where it's like, hey man, you accomplish something, keep pushing. You mess around and crash if you're looking in the rear view while you're driving.
Yeah.
But I remember being really excited about that album. I still listen to a lot of the songs. I have my son on one of the songs, Colorblind. And so yeah, I'm really excited for when he starts school, and he'll be able to let all the children know, hey, I already got a song out, man.
Yeah, that was nice touch on that. And then after God First, it was a little bit longer down the road, but you released Round Trip, which is pretty much a collaboration EP that you did. And I know all about doing collaboration albums and EPs. How was it getting all these collaborations for you for this album? Did you have any difficulties? What were the hardships of trying to do a collaboration EP?
Man, I'm glad you asked that, so I can take the time to let everybody know that you really are a set of good ears, man. You listen when someone's talking to you, because I don't know if you remember, but I had some trouble releasing Round Trip because a guy from New Zealand, a guy from London, and a guy from South Africa, they were all bullshitting on giving me the verse back. And you know, I'm a perfectionist. And
Yeah.
I remember very vaguely, but I remember reaching out and talking to you like, hey man, I don't know what to do. Like, I want to release this album, but these verses, you know, they're not here, and I want it to be complete. And you know, the moral of the story, you know, they say you never remember what people say to you, but you always remember how they make you feel, you know?
Yeah.
I remember you told me, you said, you were just like, hey man, just, I had a sense of, I wouldn't tell a friend this advice, so why am I giving myself this advice? That's the type of sense that I got when I was off the phone with you, because I was real hard on myself. And you were like, hey man, you know, I think you're being a little too hard on yourself, man. I understand you might be a perfectionist, you know, but you know, everything will be all right. You just go ahead and do what you do, man. Just go ahead, you know, this and that. And so that's when I was like, and then I did like a shift too. I was like, I'm gonna start treating myself how I would treat one of my homies, and not be so hard on myself. And you know, everything is gonna be all right, man. Just go ahead and release the damn album, you know.
Yeah, I remember when you gave me that call too, and I went through the same going through Global Domination 1. It's when you're bringing all these people in and you're not getting them back in time, you want a deadline, this and that. You kind of just push through it, and you got to realize they dropped the opportunity, not you, and just move on or find somebody else maybe to fill that slot, which I did for a couple tracks.
That's right. Yeah,
So.
that was dope too, man. I'm telling you. You got something on there with Otis, man, on his last one. It's just sick though, dog. I was like,
thanks, man.
Check him out, dog. He's in the pocket. You know,
yeah,
you're really in the pocket. And I was like, see, this is when Kronos came to visit me about a couple weeks ago, and we were just chopping it up back and forth. And I told him, I was like, my thing is, I've been in Texas for so long, I'm starting to rap with a little bit of a drawl, man. And I was like, I need to stay in the pocket, man. I need to, like, you know. But when I heard that track that you were on with Otis, I was like, oh yeah, KC's in the pocket. That's what I'm trying to shoot for, man. So good stuff on that, man.
Thanks, man. And it's one of the easiest guys for me to work with. Him and Automatic and you guys is so easy. And I know for you, you've done a lot with Mally Music. And how did you guys link up, and how is it working with Mally on Mono e Mono projects?
Oh man, Mally's my brother, man. You know, God forbid anything happened to me, I would allow him to, you know, stop by the house, and I would appreciate him to stop by the house and bring Joey gifts and shit like that, you know. Like, I trust that cat. Like,
yeah,
solid, man. That's my nigga. We met through this radio station out here in Texas. Insanely Gifted Radio. I was submitting my music there for a couple of years. I think like I got the first song on the top 10 or something like that a couple times, you know, throughout the time. And that was a huge accomplishment for me, man. Like, I remember that shit like yesterday. Sometimes I watch the video when they played it at #1. I was happy because it was like I had to have a lot of people vote for that song. There was a lot of support that people gave me, and appreciate that. But anyways, I was listening to the station and I heard this song, man. It was Mally, shout out to Mally Music. It was Jamal Shane, probably Hector Biggs. It was probably like all of them cats that, you know, I didn't know at the time, but I heard the song and I was like, yo, this is that Cali sound, man. And I was like, man, I miss Cali. And I was like, yo, but this artist is dope. It was like he was more skilled than a Andre Nicotina. He's a legendary California artist. But he had the same like voice as Andre Nicotina, but like his cadence was like on point. So I was like, yo, man, this rapper's dope. So I didn't get his name when the song was playing. So I had to go online and search for the playlist of that were on the radio station and on that show at that particular. I got his name and I sent him an IG. I added him on IG, and he was like, "Hey, bro, we rock with the same radio station." And I was like, "That's where I found you, man. That's why I added you." And then I told him, I was like, "Look, I ain't got much to offer, but I know how to make little, like still music videos." And I sent him one, like, there you go, bro. Just off the strength, that's the cup of ice I'm poured from, man. You just help people without wanting nothing in return. You know what I mean? My mom's taught me that. And so I sent him a video. He was like, "Yo, I appreciate that, man, this and that." And then one thing led to another, man. I think like a week, 2 weeks later, I'm not sure, man, but I was like, "Yo, I got the song called Straight A's." And I was like, "I'm gonna extend it or something, and then put you on. You down?" He said, "Yeah." After that, it was a wrap. Shout out to Genesis, because Genesis started hooking everything up, man. And then that's where Mano Umano, all them tracks, Genesis and AWOL, all of that stuff came out, man. It was crazy.
Yeah, mad shout out to Genesis. I'm using quite a few of his beats for my next Global Domination too. The guy makes absolute fire. And Mally, like, blessing in disguise. Everything happens for a reason when you look at it. What's the odds that you're just listening to a station and you hear this guy, you reach out, and then like magic, you guys just come together. See, it pretty much seems like you guys knew each other your whole lives. That was almost the gist I got from it when first talking to both of you guys together, really around the same time.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. We're around the same age. We're both husbands, we're both fathers. We're both chameleons. We're corporate, but we're street smart at the same time.
Yeah.
We both got principalities, from the OGs, and we soaked up game from growing up, and most importantly, we're both from Cali, man, and he from up north and I'm from down south, and so I guess you mix that together, it's a wrap.
Yeah, two different sounds, but come together to make one perfect sound, really, is the way I can point it out for that, man.
Like you and Otis, man.
Yeah.
Appreciate it, man.
Yeah, two totally different styles on our side too. And I remember, same as you, I heard an Otis track, kind of hit him up afterwards, asked him if he was interested. And I think at first his first impression was I was a scam. I was a scam artist to bring people into this thing. And I think I got a lot of that response from a lot of people when I started this whole Bring the Bars thing. Like, all right, what's the catch? I'm like, really? There's no catch. I just love good music.
Yeah. I've been called a scam sometimes too, man. I'll be offering services and people think I'm spam. And
yeah.
Sometimes I lose my cool about it, but I'm trying to be a little more level-headed and just keep it cool, because not everybody means, ill. Not everybody means worse, So.
But the thing that sucks is there is a lot of scams going through Facebook and all that. Like you can see why people would have that reservation for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to go way back to like little Jumpin Joe years when you're a little kid. What kind of music was playing around in your household when you were younger with your parents, and what got you influenced into hip hop in the long run?
Oh man, when I was little, it was LL Cool J, Sir Mix-a-Lot, my posse's on Broadway. Then it was like Otis Redding, Michael Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
Then it was like Meatloaf, the Grave Diggers, Wu-Tang Clan. Like this is not music that I was listening to. This is music that my mom was listening to,
Oh, damn.
Yeah. And then, she started working at this company called DMI, Disc Manufacturing Incorporated.
Okay.
And that was right when CD players really came out, like the laser disc things. Those laser discs, they were kind of becoming obsolete, and the compact discs were coming. Well, she worked in the factory with the compact disc, and so she would, she wasn't stealing. My mom, as far as I know, moms ain't never stole none in her life, but she'd get a lot of CDs, from working there, and she'd bring them home. And I remember I had all sorts of stuff we listened to, man. Prince, what's her name? Bonnie Raitt.
Okay.
you know, Rage Against the Machine, you know. This is all stuff before I even knew like what the radio station was to listen to, you know. So I was very musically inclined as a kid, you know. Mariah Carey, all of them or whatever. And then I got into hip hop back when you know, I've always liked hip hop, you know, ever since I heard like Rock the Bells, LL Cool J.
Yeah.
Ever since and Joy and Pain from Rob Bass, Heavy D, may he rest in peace, and then Guy, R&B. I was a real big R&B fan too, man, back in the day. True R&B, all those guys, man. But you know, I really got into hip hop probably when, you know, I was in I want to say like 5th or 6th grade, man, like Diggable Planets and Arrested Development. And there was a lot of me watching MTV. Like all these artists just like threw me into that culture. Like, okay, man, like this is, you know, I felt like it was for me. It was, you know, it was for people like me, and for people with, you know, my type of mindset and my type of upbringing. And there was a lot of crazy stuff going on in the world at the time, but it seemed like MTV and Yo MTV Raps and, you know, Tupac and the Foosh Snickers, and it seemed like all those guys were like, yeah, all this is going on, but here's a treat for you. And hip hop was like an escape for me, you know, at an early age, probably like 5th grade or something like that, man.
Yeah, I was younger too, getting into it, and it blew me away. Like you're saying, like there was a lot going on in the world at the time, when, especially when all these hip hop artists are coming out saying their story. And I'm just like a kid in Canada, like we have our problems and stuff as well. But I didn't know or understand like the streets or Compton or like the ghetto and all that stuff. And like Tupac really brought that to light to me and brought this whole new world that was never shown to me before. And it blew me away, and just how the story went, the storytelling. And I'm like, wow, these guys, like some people are really living through this. And you know, being a little, I don't know what I was, 9-10 years old, hearing that, going, wow, I didn't know this part of the world existed. It was crazy.
Yeah, it definitely did, man. I remember Tupac and Kid Frost, they were on the tape in rotation, and my mom would just put the tape in whenever we drive around, man. So I was listening to Kid Frost and Tupac at an early age, man. Like, that's a trip, you know?
Yeah, incredible artist. This is a new segment I actually brought onto the show recently for the BringTheBars podcast, and it's called The Queen's Question. So my girl here, I love dearly, she tunes into everything that goes on BTB. She listens to your guys' music. She listens to the podcast. She watched our Hangout show. Massive fan of everything BTB. So I gave her a segment where she can ask you guys her own question. And what she wanted to ask you was, she saw in the Hangout episode, and you're very big on talking about knowledge is wealth, knowledge is power, and it's to share your knowledge is what's important. So she wanted to ask you, what's like one nugget of knowledge you gained over the years that you would like to let everybody know?
Never give up. It sounds taboo, but you know, you got to look at it like, you know, you're gonna humble yourself, put your head down, and move forward, right? At some point, when you look back, you know what I'm saying, it's too far to go back now. You're a lot closer to accomplishing what it is that you set out to do. So you might as well walk them extra couple miles, you feel me? And take your shoes off if the shoes is hurting, you know? If you know, and like Martin Luther King, you know, if you can't walk, crawl, you know what I mean? You know, and just get where you gotta go, man. The shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line. That's what my mom would tell me. So forget all these barriers, you know. If you can't go forward, jump, you know, keep it jumping, you know. A lot of people are focused on moving forward. So I was like, okay, I got to be unique. Let me focus on moving up. It's all about just thinking outside the box and just getting where you got to go. and most importantly, showing other people how to get there too.
Yeah, perfect answer. And like you said, you think out of the box. You really do. You're an artist in every sense of the word. You're beyond just a rapper, a hip hop artist, because you also wrote your own books. You started Jumpstart music services. So I want you to just kind of let everybody know listening about Jumpstart music services and like what you're about and where they can kind of find you.
Jumpstart Music Services, man. Family owned. I founded that, I want to say last year. It's gonna be in conjunction with this digital distribution company that I'm coming out with, man. I be forgetting a lot of stuff that I'm doing, man, because I'm always about, once I figure out how to do it, I move on to something else, you know what I mean? But Jumpstart Music Services is everything, man. We help musicians out. We mix and master music. We help them create dummy Instagram accounts with 10,000 followers so they can get the swipe up feature and sell merchandise on their Instagram, because that swipe up, or now it's just a link, but you know, that click through on Instagram when you have that feature is a lot more successful as opposed to a link in the bio. I found that out myself, so I added that service. We have AR scanner apps for artists. They can take their phone and scan anything on, you know, their merchandise, and some of their content will pop up on the screen, like a music video, or you scan, you know, tag, you know, rest in peace Nipsey Hussle. I got that idea from him. And then what else do we do with Jumpstart, man? We do press releases for artists, getting them indexed in Google News, and it's a lot of stuff that we do with Jumpstart Music Services, man. And it's all for a reasonable price too. That's my thing. It's like, look, I'm not trying to, you know, break the bank, you know, when it comes to charging artists for what they do. I got like a Genesis mentality, you know what I mean?
Exactly. Like, especially being independent artists, you know, we're all in the grind together, and it's a hell of a journey doing this as an independent artist. You got to take help when you can get it, and when you got affordable prices to help you, that's great. And like, you're an independent artist yourself. What would you say are like some pros and cons of being an independent artist?
The pros, you know, me, I have a little bit of anxiety when it comes to like respect and disrespect. So it's cool, man. You know, the pro would be I don't have to deal with too many personalities in regards to my music, what I want to do with my music. That's the pros. The pros, my son gets to see me doing every single thing that I do. We were listening to a song the other day. He goes, "It sounds clear. It sounds clear." You know, he's 4 years old. You know what I mean? And so it's just like, you know, I'm paving the way for him to feel like he can do whatever he wanted to do because he saw Pops do it. You know, that's the major pro. And also like showing off for my wife. I have no humility when it comes to anything that I do in regards to when I show my wife. I'm like, yo, you see that? Yeah, you know, it's just a little something. I got a huge crush on my wife, man, and I love showing off for it. You know, in junior high, I used to throw a football hella far, so to bounce next to her class because they had a green sliding door, and then I walk over and get the football and be like, I threw that, you know what I mean? Like stuff like that, you know. So feels good to be able to still show off for her. And the con, man, what's the con? The con would be complacency, man, because like I got music set, you know, for like 2023, 2024, you know, just projects, and you know, you can get comfortable, man. They say the best time to eat an alligator is right after he eats because he gets in like a paralyzed state, and so it's like that's the best time to kill an alligator, right after he eats, because he already satisfied. And so that's where the Lord comes in. I just pray for him to just guide my steps, and I just do his will, and to keep me hungry and keep doing what I do, man. That's the con.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a perfect con. Like you said, complacency is definitely a big thing. You kind of, even when you get stuck in this routine or something, and like you're doing it on your own. You have no one pushing you. You're pushing yourself every day. And that's a big thing. And family is a big part of it. I know with you, you're a father, you're a husband. How do you find time to kind of manage it all between your artist life and your family life?
Man, I used to do it in between calls, and I created over 140 songs like that, man, in between calls at work. They had no idea I was doing what I was doing. It was dope. I was rapping in between calls, you know, and it was cool because they gave us some time to chill in between calls. But, you know, once I wasn't with that job anymore, I became like a full-time dad. And it ain't no joke. And so I really don't really have time to make music during the daytime. So I might like pull an all-nighter, and I'm tired right now. You know, I might pull an all-nighter, go to sleep from like, you know, 10 and go to sleep at 5 in the morning, man. And make music. But when I do that, you know, usually I make at least about 2-3 songs, you know, in that time.
Yeah.
And so that's how I do it. Now it's all-nighters. That's how I find the time to do my music in between everything, because I don't want to start no shit. I want to stay out the doghouse. My wife don't like it when you know, I'm taking her time.
Yeah.
That's what, you know, whatever.
It's all balance, man, especially with the family life, for sure. I'm trying to find that balance.
It really is, man.
Sometimes it's not easy, but us as men, sometimes we got to step up and just find that balance and try to find the time. Like you pulling all-nighters, and it's just something we could just go through. And that's for the love of the music too, because you can't just not do it that day. What makes you keep you up, I think, is your brain's probably constantly running with something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It really is, man. Like I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to take the next step, because I want to be like a distro kid, and I want to be like a United Masters or TuneCore. You know, I feel like they're monopolizing everything, and it's not that I'm mad because they're monopolizing everything. It's just that everybody's conformed to them being the digital music aggregators or distributors. So, you know, where you see conformity, there's an opportunity. And that just stuck out to me like, hey man, you know, start a digital distribution company, right? So in order for me to take the next step, I got to talk with these cats on the phone, man. And
yeah,
I just would really like to just keep going through email back and forth, but they're just like, yeah, we got to talk and this and that. And I'm like, I just don't like doing business like that. I prefer email back and forth, because it feels like I have more time to get a point across and this and that, and things end up a lot smoother, as opposed to, you know, with conversations. I just don't know. It might be weird, but I don't know. I really prefer email for business as opposed to talking on the phone, man. So I'm gonna just bite the bullet, man. Go ahead and call these cats and get their little demo and hear their. I don't like hearing sales pitches.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah.
And so, but yeah, that's what I got to do, man.
And yeah, the distribution company, I know you talked about it a little bit before. I'm excited to hear what you come up with, what you're going to do with that. I'm on board once I hear details. Like I trust you wholeheartedly. I know you're doing this for artists as well. So I just know that when you do it, you're going to go full force into it and make something stand out, something unique, something different, but something better at the same time. So I'm really excited for that, man, for sure. And
thanks.
No problem. And we're getting to the end of the interview. So basically the last question I want to ask you is, what's next? What's coming next? Music releases? What's next for Jumpin Joe that everybody should be aware
of? I just made this song called No CPR. I'll let you hear it before the show. That song, you know.
People are going to be blown away, man. I was.
I'm going to drop that one soon, man. Hold on. Let me play a little bit of it. Is that okay?
Oh, yeah, of course. Go for it.
Produced by Hydro.
as I'm here, I'ma raise the bar. Real recognize real, I came real far. Matter of fact, please tell me who you are. The rap gang, do it bad, no CPR. Long as I'm here, I'ma raise the bar. Real recognize real, I came real far. Matter of fact, please tell me who you are. Lost my cosmato in a loose cannon causing damage. On sight, need a rapper like a pledge. Live life with a motto, stay calm and grow up. Boss up, raise the cost up, then manage.
Yeah, rest in peace to my coach. The beginning says, lost my customado in a loose cannon causing damage. Live by the motto and all this stuff, man. So, but yeah, that one's gonna be coming out. That's just like on the strength. I'm gonna drop that probably within like the next week or two. But really though, I got a lot of music coming out with my homeboy Cam. I got 2 songs coming out with Cam the Product. He out there in Sydney, Australia. I've been working with him, and we also got a track that's produced by Rated M Sounds called Reaching, and that one's coming out like on November 10th. I also got my song called Go, which is the beginning of a series called the Spiritual Warfare series. That's coming out on November 5th. And then me and Mally, we have Mano Ye Mano 2 coming up real soon, man. Real soon.
Can't wait.
Right. I also have a track called Laced Up. That's just on my own. That track's gonna be coming out real soon. And then I got one called About Mine. That's featuring my homie, my loco from Cali out there. It's featuring Mike Uno. The name of that song is called About Mine. It's coming out sometime soon too. And me and Mally, we're working on a video for a single called Distractions that we're gonna go ahead and drop simultaneously, the video and the song as well. And shout out to Dynamic James, like he's sick.
Yeah,
he's really in it for the artist. Reach out to him for any music video needs, and he'll work with your budget.
Yeah, he's great.
And then besides Mano Ye Mano 2 coming up, the main thing that I'm excited about is a play that I'm writing. Because poetry and writing, authorship and all that, like that's where my heart is. And I just do the music because, I like to hear certain beats and I like to listen to certain things that I rap about because it's usually not toxic. It's aggressive intelligence that I'm pushing. And I can't really find that with a sound that I really rock with. So I just make my own. But it's a project called The Duke of Winnington. It takes place in the Elizabethan era, and it includes a lot of poetry, but a lot of poetry like transcribed into rap lyrics, And I previewed it on BringTheBars, like the first 5 songs of it. So after I get done with this project, I'm gonna go ahead, transcribe everything into text, and then format it and publish it on Amazon as a book. And try to make it become a bestseller with Jumpstart Music Services, all the services that we offer, just to try to get it at that top 100 bestseller.
Yeah.
And then give me a championship ring, man. Everybody got plaques, but it's all about being unique, man. So I'm gonna try to give me a championship ring, man. Bestseller, and have it say Duke of Winnington. Just rock that bitch, man. And get bored of it after about a month or two and move on to something else, man. That's what it's all about. Catch the dream and keep it pushing, man.
Absolutely, man. The creativity from you is always going. You're always coming out with something new. I heard the Duke of Winnington when you posted the thing and BringTheBars. You sent it to me personally in a message. I listened to it. I was blown away about the creativity, how you said it's incorporating music in a play format with poetry. Just the way your mind works, man, and all these ideas you come up with. just makes you stand out. It really does. Even here on the podcast, no one's ever played a snippet of a track before, right? In the podcast to end it off. So you do that as well. You stand out for that. And I just want to thank you, man, for always being there for me when I have questions and just coming on this show and being such a big member of BTB. It really means a lot. So thank you very much, man.
Hey, goosebumps, man. You a real one, S. Dot. Thank you for everything.
Perfect. Thank you, man. I'll let you get back to your family. I know you guys are going out for a walk. We're going to be doing the same. So thank you again for coming on, man.
I'm going to sneak and take a nap. Act like I'm still on the interview, man. I'm going to take
All right. Enjoy the rest of your day, man.
God bless Bring the Bars Records too, man. And you take care.
Thank you, man.
One.